Are you struggling to find the CSS definitions for Bootstrap classes? You're not alone. Many developers face this challenge when trying to customize their web designs. Today, we will explore where to find those elusive CSS definitions. I completely understand how frustrating it can be when you want to make specific changes to your navigation bar, like adjusting the background color of the .navbar default class, but you can't find the full CSS definitions. You're definitely not the only one who has felt this way. Here's the specific question we're addressing today. One user asked, where can I find the full CSS style definitions for the .navbar default class in Bootstrap? They want to customize every element, from text color to hover effects, without having to inspect each element in the browser. Sound familiar? Let's dive into this together. So why is this a common issue? Bootstrap is a powerful framework, but it can be overwhelming to navigate its styles. Understanding where to find the CSS definitions can save you a lot of time and frustration. Let's break it down step by step. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a quick tip on how to easily access Bootstrap's documentation for future reference. To find the full CSS style definitions for the .navbar default class, the user can start by checking the Bootstrap documentation. This is a great resource for understanding the available classes and their properties. Next, the user can download the Bootstrap source files. This will allow them to access the complete CSS files directly on their local machine. After downloading, the user should locate the Bootstrap CSS file, typically named bootstrap.css or bootstrap.min.css. They can open this file in a text editor to view the full definitions. Finally, the user can search for the .navbar default class within the CSS file. This will show them all the properties defined for that class, allowing them to make any necessary changes. Fun fact, did you know that Bootstrap was originally created by Twitter developers? It has since become one of the most popular front-end frameworks in the world. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. One alternative approach is to use a local copy of the Bootstrap CSS file. This way, you can access all the style definitions, including the .navbar default class, and make any changes you want. If you're using the CDN version, you won't be able to edit the CSS directly. If you prefer more control, you can edit the .sas or less files. If you're sticking with the CDN, identify the element and its class or ID, then create a new styles.css file to write your custom CSS rules. That wraps up that answer. Let's move on to another one. One alternative solution is to locate and edit the CSS definitions directly in the bootstrap.min.css file. This allows you to see and modify the full style definitions for the navbar default class. Let's take a moment to review another user's answer. One alternative solution provided by a user is to access the full CSS definitions for Bootstrap classes directly from a CDN link. They suggest using the link for Bootstrap version 4.60, which allows you to view and modify the CSS styles, including the .navbar default class. Here's that quick tip I promised. Bookmark the Bootstrap documentation page. This will make it super easy to find the CSS definitions you need in the future. And there you have it. You now know where to find the CSS definitions for Bootstrap classes like .navbar default. Remember, having the right resources at your fingertips can make all the difference. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks on web development.